Hi class, on this last assignment you're going to clean up your Hilltop Kite Festival in two phases. So this first phase I'm going to give you right now. I'm going to show you some of the things that I feel like you could improve upon each of your sites. And in the second phase you'll find it in week, I believe 11.1 or 12.1. And what you'll need to do there is complete the set of steps that I'm asking you for in that particular assignment. So let's get going on some reviews, some critiques of the sites that are out there now. And my goal is not to give away all of your personal information, but just to allow everybody to see everybody else's work and the way that they think and how they completed the assignment, and then learn by example, show how I would have somebody clean up a site. Okay, so this is site maintenance for your Hilltop Kite Festival. So here we go. On this first site, and this is part of the requirements for the other assignment that I'm giving you for Hilltop Kite Festival, but this banner is going to be replaced with text. It's going to need to be replaced with an image banner. Make sure that you don't use too much real estate up at the top when you replace it. It's going to be needed to be replaced with using the image replacement technique. These navigation items right here should be a CSS list menu, so you need to go back and correct those. These links down at the bottom, these are fine, and I don't really see anything else that's wrong with this page other than I would change from a serif font, serif meaning fonts with feet. These little flourishes that you have on the bottom of Times New Roman and on the edges of the E's, those little flourishes and decorations are called serifs. A sans serif font does not have those. So examples of sans serif fonts might be Arial and Verdana. So I'd like to see those change. Let's look at your contest rules page. I changed the font again throughout this site to something other than the default font, which is a Times Roman. Okay. What else? Okay, this looks fine to me. This looks fine. One of the other things, and this is for everyone, I need you to take your images, and if you just simply, when you're in Dreamweaver, grab the corner of your image and resized it, part of the second set of requirements, the second part of this assignment, is going to dictate that you create an image this small in an image editor. So you'll take the original image, you will resize it properly in the image editor to the proper dimensions here so that it is just the size to fit in here instead of grabbing the corner and resizing it, which doesn't do anything. What it does is it makes an image that is still, let's say, 5 megabytes. It's just sized to different dimensions, say 350 pixels wide by 250 pixels wide. But it's still a large file, so you really need to take it into an image editor and process it, change the image size, which will also reduce the file size. And if I have anything else that I think of, I'll come back. So pay attention to this. Each of you are going to see your sites, and you're going to have to get your assignments from watching this video. This looks fine to me. Okay, so this individual tried to keep it very basic. I would probably take this font down at the bottom and make it a little bit smaller. What I like to do is, you saw in my example, I'll change it to a Courier New and make it a little bit grayed out or lighter than the rest of the font so it doesn't really attract attention, but you can still see it and it's readable. And try and close up this space somehow. There's a lot of real estate down here at the bottom that's being used up. Here's the photo gallery. And you'll notice, see how slowly these images come in. This is a requirement for the second part of this assignment to come back and create thumbnails for each of these images so that they don't load slowly like that. Again, you're going to take it into an image editor and you're going to resize it properly to, say, 100 by 100 pixels, and then export that little thumbnail out, and the thumbnails are what you'll use here. Now, when you click on one of the thumbnails, this is a requirement for the second part of this assignment, you're going to have that picture open up in a new browser window. Okay, so that'll be covered in the second part of the assignment. But just to let you know what's coming. Additionally, on this particular individual's page, I need you to figure out what has happened here that is keeping the division from extending a little bit further down so that it is wrapped around all of your images in the image gallery. Okay, we're going to move on to the next one. Hilltop Kite Festival. Ooh, cool. All right, what you see here is, I don't know, it looks like it may be doing some tiling. I'm not sure. Maybe this is an effect that they chose. This is cool. I'm fine with that. But see all this extra space down at the bottom? See if you can chop this banner down here next to the bottom of the text, because this is a very large amount of real estate. Additionally, it looks like this image is large enough that when I resize my browser to the size that you're seeing here on the screen, this image actually extends over the edge of your division. So, I don't know, maybe chop it down a little bit. I like what you've done with this image. This is fantastic. Very, very nice. Maybe just shrink it down a little bit. Okay, these buttons over on the left, the CSS navigation list items, what I'd like for you to do with them is pick a blue from the background of this image or this image and try to color coordinate them a little bit better so it just doesn't look as awkward. This is a turquoise or a baby blue or whatever color this is. It looks a little bit out of place. And do the same down here for this color at the bottom. I want you to just try to color coordinate this whole page, okay? I like this image over here on the left, but another thing that you might want to consider doing is doing a background fill for this division that is also color coordinated. Okay, just this white background with this image stuffed in it looks a little bit awkward to me. Let's go to the About Us page. This looks fantastic. It looks like this individual made use of P first letter and some styles, some custom classes. Again, the images are extending over. They're probably fine for most people. I just have this certain resolution that I'm trying to capture these videos in that it doesn't look good with. And again, I would go with a different font choice. This still looks like a serif font, and I would go with the sans serif throughout the page. I like what's been done here down at the bottom. This nice text, italicized and grayed out a little bit, so that's fantastic. Again, with yours as well, see if there's anything that you can do to reduce the amount of real estate that you're using on the bottom, because all of this real estate, you know, this 50, 60, 70 pixels, whatever it is, that is containing this XHTML 1.0 logo, that's a lot of space to be throwing away on a single image. Okay, rules and regulations. Sorry, that stuff comes up on 000 web host. Okay, this looks fine. Okay, everybody listen up and take notice. Add a little bit of top margin or padding, probably margin, to push this text away or push the image down away from the text. You've done that on the right hand side, and it looks like you've done a float so that the image will appear on the left. So well done on that. Another thing that you might want to do is by pushing, increasing your margin, pushing this image down so that it aligns up with this number 10 list item. So that would be kind of nice, and it would clean it up a little bit. Right now it just looks a little bit awkward through here without it pushed down. Maybe the same kind of thing here on this image on the top. Push it down so that it aligns with the number 1 and just see how it looks. I want you to massage this a little bit. And again, you need to get away from a sans serif font. That's a personal choice. I just think it's a good idea. Okay, here's your event schedule. See this right here? This little spelling mistake. This is going to kill you. I will take points off on your final project. So part of your second part of the assignment is to get that cleaned up. You need to get that cleaned up. Make sure that you're proofing all of your work and you don't have little mistakes like that. It's just not professional. Okay, you've got tables down here. That's good. I don't really have any changes to make. Photo gallery coming in slow again, so This is another individual. You need to size your images or create new thumbnail images for this page, and then later on you'll be able to click on them and open up in a new window the larger sized image. Okay, so get that cleaned up so that these will load a little bit faster. On to the next. Now, here's an issue where I've gone to the link that was provided to me and I don't see an index file. So everybody, you need to know that there's a page, it's called index.html. It has special meaning and significance. It's the page that opens up when I hit this directory or this folder, and it's not there in this case. This individual has decided or elected to call their home page home.htm. Okay, so you need to get that changed. That's one thing. And let's see if everything works. Okay, they've got a good banner. Just make sure that you're using the image replacement technique for this banner. If you don't know what that is, everybody, you're going to have to go back through the assignments and look for it. There's an assignment called image replacement technique. There's a lot of real estate up here for this Welcome to Hilltop Festival. Yeah, there's a lot of space. You need to clean that up. Do something with it to reduce the amount of space in between lines, something. Okay, that's a lot of space, even for a front page. Try to get these list menu items a little better color coordinated with the colors that you see in the images on your site. Very well done with this little bird parrot kite in the background in the left nav. That looks pretty trick. I like it. Okay, and the font choice that you've used, it looks like the Comic Sans or something. That for this kind of site, yeah, that's appropriate. That's fine with me. But just take notice of the fact that you're not using it anywhere else in your site, okay? So that can be good, that can be bad. It's a style choice. So I just want you to play with it and figure out what you think looks best. In other words, do you want to use Comic Sans up here in your title? Do you want to use it for your list navigation items? Do you want to use it down below? Whatever's appropriate, okay? Or you can keep it the way it is. I'm not telling you to change it. Just look at it and consider some changes. I like what you've done down on the bottom. This is good. And there's not a whole lot of real estate being taken up with this button, so that's fair. Let's look at contest rules. This is a pretty decent job of lining up the image with the top of this text. Maybe push it down just a tad bit more. They've got contest rules up here. It's a sans serif font that you've chosen to use. This looks great. I don't really have any complaints. Look at that. That's nice. They lined it up. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And this just looks clean. Don't really have any changes there. Photo gallery. Loading up kind of slow. There it is again, right? Because, you know, at this point I never told you, hey, you need to resize your images. So some of you knew to do that and some of you didn't. So this is your opportunity to do that now. So recreate these thumbnails and place them back in place of the original images. And that'll clean up your photo gallery. This looks fine. Your event schedule. Pull these bullets over to the left a little bit more. They don't have to exactly align with this ongoing header, but they need to be pulled over to the left. And the same probably with this image, unless you have it centered in this division. I guess that's a design choice. That's fine. Your tables look good. Consider adding a little bit of padding to your table cells or not. It'll be up to you. That's fine. I think this is readable. And here's your press release. Good. Yeah, push it down just a little bit to see if you can get it to align with the top of this media contact text. Okay, another video is coming. Oh, look, a broken image. That's points off. Got to get that fixed, okay? So I haven't graded these. This is your opportunity to fix these mistakes, these errors. All right, and make sure you add a little bit of bottom margin to push the text and the image away from each other. So you need to do something here with that. I don't know. Play with it a little bit or maybe resize the image. All right, moving on to the next video. This one's almost at 15 minutes.